Welcome back to the Christian View. We're here talking with Pam Behan, and she's the Malibu nanny, and she was with the Jenners from the time that the first two of Bruce's were being raised, and then also with the Kardashians. And so you had mentioned that you and Bruce became really good friends. Matter of fact, I think you even share the same birthday. Is that correct?
Yep, we have the same birthday.
Awesome, and you often call each other on your birthday. So just tell us a little bit about what Bruce meant to you in your life.
Well, you know, when I first saw those pictures, I was nervous and scared to meet him. I mean, he was one of my heroes in life. I was in sports growing up and everything. And the minute that he walked in the door, he was just so friendly and down to earth. And if you didn't know he was a celebrity, you never would.
That's great.
That's amazing.
That's the way he treated everybody. He treated me like, I mean, we were like best friends. When I got there, I was 19, and I was kind of insecure and, you know, not the greatest outlook of myself. And Bruce lifted my self-esteem more than anybody else has.
Really?
Yeah. He made you feel, not just me, but anybody, if there's something you want to do in life, you can do it. Just put your mind to it. And he just built my self-esteem in an incredible way. And other than my own family, nobody other than him has probably had a greater impact in my life.
Wow.
That's awesome. Right
That's a lot to say.
Yes.
I mean, that's a big statement.
Yeah.
And you always see him as a very kind and, you know, nice, caring person is what we always
Was he
saw,
a good
especially in the
dad?
Olympics.
He was a very good dad, especially with Brandon and Brody. When I first got there, they were inseparable. He saw them almost every single day, and now once he got married with Chris, you know, things kind of changed just because things got so much more busy. He was out on the road a lot more working, and so, you know, just not quite as much as before.
Did he have a good relationship with the Kardashian girls?
He did,
And Robert?
yes. Now at first, the girls were coming from a broken marriage, and the older girls in particular, Courtney in particular, was, you know, pretty standoffish at first, you know, you're not my dad, that kind of thing. But Bruce never gave up, and he always just kept coming back, and he was an amazing dad to them. And you know, those talks about Khloe, is Robert Kardashian her real father or not? And you know, my opinion is it doesn't matter if he was or not, because she's very lucky. She had two earthly fathers that treated her, you know, like gold. So
That's awesome.
Who were you the closest to of all the Kardashian girls?
Khloe, most definitely.
And why was that?
Well, she was 6 when I started, for one
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
You know, Courtney and Kim were already 12 and 10, and then they're in their teens, and you know, they're kind of off doing their own thing. But Khloe and I were inseparable. I mean, anything. If I was doing the dishes, she wanted to be doing the dishes. If I was putting clothes away, she'd be right behind me. Yep.
That's a great age.
And you know, her coloring was more like mine, and I don't know if it was a comfort thing, but I'd fix her hair exactly like mine, and even Chris's
She idolized you.
friends would say, "Chloe's yours."
So Pam, as you kind of reflect on the journey, and you know, we've seen how Bruce, and we know some of us, we're referring to him for Bruce for this show, and we know it's Caitlyn.
Right.
But in the transition, were there any indications maybe early on, I know you guys were pretty close, that maybe there were some inner struggles with gender?
Yes, I actually walked in on him once, and so that kind of forced the conversation that he had with me. And he just shared with me that he has struggled with his identity ever since he was a child.
Wow.
And that, you know, more or less, he felt more like a woman inside than a man.
Wow.
And it was shocking to me then, 20-some years ago, because I'm used to looking at the Wheaties box and this
Right.
very
Yes.
masculine man. So it was shocking to me then, but of course not now.
Are you able to share with us when you say you walked in on him? Are you able to share with us?
Well, I had just went over to pick up Brandon and Brody. They were at his house, and I opened up the door to say that, you know, I'm here to get the boys, and he was in women's attire.
Wow.
Do you think that was the first time
No.
others had discovered this before you?
Yes.
Now,
yes.
Pam, you said that you were raised in a Christian home, I believe.
Yes.
So having that as a background and then coming in upon that, how did that affect you, seeing that in the way that your parents had raised you?
Right.
What was your thoughts?
Shocked.
Even way back when, even as now, I'm not quite sure. Even I'm confused on what is right and wrong in this situation. But what I've always tried to do is not judge, because I think that's our #1 job as Christians, to not judge. And
That's important.
the fact that he treated me so amazing, with such respect, that spoke volumes to me, and it just is hard for me to say anything bad against him. And I know the struggles were real.
I'm sure, because there's got to be a lot of internal struggles there, and I know quite a few people that deal with different struggles. We all deal with our own internal vices. But did he seek help? Do you know, or can you say that he sought help to understand his struggles and counseling,
I
per se?
never knew of him seeking help, and my guess would be in the earlier years, like when I was there, that he did not.
Right.
I think he just stuffed it down.
Right.
Now, in these later years, most recent, I'm guessing he has.
Yeah, I would hope so.
And knowing the family, that, like you do, being with them in their home, do you feel that they possibly are grieving the loss of who they knew as their father, the
I
Bruce
can't
Jenner?
help but think that they couldn't be.
Do you grieve that loss?
I do, yeah, yeah. And you know, now my son has met Bruce, and now he sees all this, and I have to explain it to him, and it's hard for me to explain.
It's confusing.
It's
very
confusing.
confusing. And I think when we're in the public eye, even all of us, we have a responsibility to think about how this impacts other people. You know, how does this impact the children at home? And, you know, and so I know it's a very difficult subject, and everybody lands on all different
Doesn't
sides
mean
of the
you stop
field.
loving them.
Right.
My gosh, you never
Right.
stop loving them.
Yes.
It's just hard to
Speak
accept
truth.
sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, and we know where the truth is.
It is. Stay with us. We're coming right back with Pam Behan.